Hey guys, welcome back. It's Morgan from Organic Essentials, where we make real food recipes. And today we are actually mixing it up a little bit. And instead of doing a cooking video, today we're actually gonna be showing you what's in our pantry. So these are things that I always keep year round in the pantry that just make it quick and easy, ready to go whenever I'm ready to cook. All right, y'all, so let's get into it. I'm just gonna go down the line from here to here. So we'll start with chicken broth. As you know, if you watch our videos, you know, a lot of times I make my own chicken broth, chicken stock, but hey, sometimes I run out. So instead of having to run to the store every time I want some chicken broth, I do make sure I have at least 1 or 2 things of chicken broth in the cabinet just in case. Also, coconut water is so hydrating. As we know, electrolyte packets can get really expensive. There's also a lot of things added to a lot of different ones. So for me, especially on my monthly cycle, you know, when I'm on period, it just hydrates a lot. Or if we're doing like some intense workouts, we always keep some coconut water on hand, okay? Next up, we've got seaweed strips. So that's something I like to order from Thrive and just keep in the cabinet in a package of several of them. I like to add it with my tuna. Sometimes I'll make tuna salad and just scoop a little bit on there. Very easy and convenient dinner or lunch when you're like on the go and you don't have a lot of time. Speaking of tuna, I always keep some cans of tuna in our cabinet. Again, sometimes we're exhausted, we've been working all day. I may not feel like cooking a whole meal. Tuna's the easiest go-to. You can just whip something up real quick. You can do it a lot of different ways based on whatever you have. Also cheap, like really quick and cheap and easy to do anything with. So also, we've got sardines. I know there's a sardine craze going on right now. They've been around forever and they've always been good. So I like sardines, y'all. Really great source of vitamin D and omega-3s. I love to add it with my lunch, maybe a couple times a week or so, a few times a week. We also have our organic natural peanut butter. My husband really loves peanut butter, and I like it too. Sometimes I cook with it. I always keep some peanut butter on hand. It's quick and easy. We can add it to stuff or just eat it by itself, you know, sometimes. So next up is our oils. So I always keep avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, and ghee. So depending on what I'm using it for, if I'm doing something that requires high heat, ghee is definitely a great option. Also avocado oil, you can cook on high heat with that as well. Olive oil, I don't cook with it as much anymore, but I will drizzle it or make, you know, if I make salad dressings, it's great to have a good quality olive oil on hand. So next up, let's go to vinegar. So apple cider vinegar, honestly, I love Aldi because it's the cheapest place to get it. You can get organic apple cider vinegar, and I always keep some on hand. Again, salad, any kind of dips or dressings that I might need it for, or marinades, or also good to keep on hand if anyone in your house is coming down with a cold. A lot of really good benefits there too with the apple cider vinegar, okay? Blood sugar regulation, we can get into it, but apple cider vinegar is great. Next up, gotta have some hot sauce. So I keep Tabasco, Valentina, and Tabasco are typically the hot sauces that we will always keep in the cabinet, okay? And then let's go into some more canned goods. So we got coconut water, also got coconut milk. I like to do the light coconut milk and the full fat coconut milk. It just really depends on what I need it for. Sometimes I need a thinner consistency, so I'll use the light, or sometimes I want that thicker, full fat consistency for certain things. If you watch our recipes, you'll see certain things that I use either one for, but that's something I order in my Thrive box too, is both coconut milks. They're organic and literally just super clean ingredients. The only thing in there is organic coconut extract, okay? I do also keep tomato paste. So honestly, sometimes when I use it, I don't end up using the whole can. So I'll just scoop some and like in parts and freeze it and just have it ready to go whenever I need to throw it in. If I'm making a sauce or something, or you know, I just wanna add in some tomato paste that's already portioned out, I'll do that. Also chickpeas. I do a lot with chickpeas. I might make a curry, I might make a snack. Again, things you can get in bulk or in cans for super cheap, and they really stretch a long way. So I like to throw them in my tuna too, or a salad, all kind of stuff. So chickpeas are great to have on hand. You can get a bunch of them, they're cheap. Also, sparkling water. In this house, we love sparkling water. So that's something we'll grab. We always keep a bunch of it in there. Lately, we've been really into the plain sparkling water, and we can add our own, you know, add some fruit to it or add our own flavor, some ginger or whatever, make our own ginger ale or whatnot. Also, I always keep some raw local honey. I usually grab this from a local farmer's market, but it's local to here. We don't buy sugar, so a lot of the sweeteners I use, all of them are natural. It might be monk fruit, it might be honey. Also, if you have allergies, honestly, great for that. Okay. Chia seeds. I like to make chia seed pudding for a little snack sometimes. You know, easy way to get your fiber in. And honestly, it's so easy. You just throw it in with your milk or what, you know, whatever toppings you want to add in there, your fruit, pop it in the fridge overnight, and you've got snacks for the whole week that have protein and fiber. I always keep chia seeds in the cabinet, okay? Pasta is something I don't eat a whole lot of very often. I typically do have a gluten intolerance, but something I've kind of learned and figured out through just trial and error over the past couple of years. It really depends on the type of pasta. So before, you know, I might just get whatever pasta I see that's on sale and my stomach would be in shambles later. But now I've tested this out and the theory is true where if it is just a true organic wheat durum pasta, no other ingredients, it's not bleached, it's not enriched, just regular, real, organic pasta, I do okay with that. Again, I don't eat it all the time, but when I do, this is what I get, and honestly, it works great. Let's move over to our beans and grains. Two beans right now that I've been keeping on hand for a while, especially in the wintertime. I love lentils and pinto beans. You can make a meal that stretches with lentils and pinto beans. I prefer to buy them dried and just get them in bulk. Usually I'll go to Sprouts and just get them in bulk and keep them on hand, because it's nothing to just pop some beans in some water overnight, you know, let them sit overnight and soak. And then the next day, they're nice and soft so you can cook with them. You know, throw in some onion, garlic, some meat, you know, whatever you want to do with it. And it's simple, easy, and it's a meal that's like really cheap and like honestly has a lot of protein and fiber and feeds your family. I like to get things in bulk that really satiate, they're nutritious, also cost effective. A lot of us are on a budget right now, so beans are fantastic. Lentils, curry, all kind of stuff with it. Next up, I always keep organic popcorn kernels. If you know me, you know I love popcorn so much. I love popcorn. It's absolutely delicious. It's one of my favorite gifts to life on earth. So I'll do air pop popcorn and just keep it on hand. And it's just easy to use. So I always keep some popcorn. I'll get it in bulk. That's another thing I get in bulk. Also, quinoa. So I get quinoa in bulk as well. Honestly, I found Aldi to have the cheapest deal for quinoa per pound, at least in my area. So that's typically where I'll get my quinoa, organic quinoa. Technically, it's not a grain, it's a seed, but it kind of acts like a grain. It's really great. Again, when we're talking about, actually all of these, between the quinoa, the popcorn, the beans and lentils, all of these have a ton of fiber in them, okay? So we're trying to get more fiber in. Fiber is just as important as protein. Again, these are things that stretch. You can stretch a meal by just adding a cup of quinoa to it. Again, cheap, easy, stretchable. Next up, let me go to collagen peptides. So this is also something I add to my Thrive subscription box and just always have on hand. They're great, very clean ingredients. I like the chocolate one. I don't do a lot of protein shakes. I try to get my protein in my food as much as possible. Sometimes, again, like if you're just on the go or it's the end of the day and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't really gotten as much protein in as I wanted to today. But sometimes it's just easy to throw it in your mug with some almond milk or coconut milk, make a shake and go. Also, it's not bad to bake with too. I've used this to bake with, like if something calls for cocoa powder, sometimes I use cocoa powder, sometimes I use chocolate collagen protein powder. So it's great. It doesn't taste all protein powdery. So that's one thing I like about it. So next is chile arbol. So chile de arbol are just dried chiles. I like to use them. I might add one or two to some beans, or when I'm pickling and making pickles or pickled jalapenos, things like that. I like to add a couple to there just to add a little kick. You can get them in bulk too. So dried chiles. I grab mine from the farmer's market. So also in the Hispanic section of your grocery store, you can find bulk dried chiles for really, really cheap. All right, now we're gonna go to our root veggies. So right now it is the winter time. So I know, year round, I keep onions and garlic. I prefer I love red onions, but depending on, what I can find, I might have both. I might have red, always have garlic. I just started growing garlic actually. So I'm excited to hopefully be able to harvest some garlic in the springtime for the first time. Something else I always keep on hand are potatoes. Again, we're talking about get them in bulk and they stretch, right? You can stretch any meal with potatoes. I also just happen to love potato. So that's one starch you can get and do a lot with it, and it's delicious, and it also adds some fiber, right? Sweet potatoes have all kind of health benefits. I'm constantly doing things with sweet potatoes, whether it just be a side or a dessert, or sometimes that's the main and we'll bake it and add toppings to it, right? Like a baked potato. And also russet potatoes, just regular potatoes. I use those all the time. I literally just made some French fries in the oven, so oven baked fries out of some russet potatoes. And then avocados. I like to have avocados. I'm trying to get more fiber in, right? So that's something that's quick and easy. You can add to your lunch, boom. You have a good bit of extra fiber and healthy fats, right? Something else, in the wintertime, it's squash season. So of course, I've got squash. My favorite squash is delicata squash. So I love to find that and just get a bunch of it. Cool thing about squash, it lasts a really long time on your countertop. You can just buy a bunch of it in bulk and it's not gonna go bad for like a long time. So whenever I make squash, again, nothing goes to waste. I cook the squash seeds too. So I'll just scrape out the seeds on the same baking dish, just put them in the corner and season those up. And that's what I got here. Very great snack to just pop in whenever. It's got plenty of zinc and magnesium and potassium, all kind of really good stuff. A lot of very mineral rich, but whatever, root vegetable or whatnot that I can just have on the counter or in the cabinet year round, that's what I'll grab and kind of supplement. Trying to eat more seasonally, but these I have year round for sure. So guys, that's pretty much it. These are pantry staples that we have all the time. I'm constantly using these. These are just things I want to just have access to every single day. Definitely check out our videos. A lot of this, what you see here, we're using constantly. So if you're like, oh my God, I have these things at home where I can get beans and root veggies and coconut milk, I can get these things. I can order them, I can buy them, but I don't know what to do with them. Check out our channel. I show you easy steps of just how to use all these ingredients to nourish your family, eating as much whole food as possible and heal from the inside out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps out our channel. Eat well, be well, and I'll see you next time.